I'm your host, Natasha Zubes, and today we're so lucky to be here with powerlifter Walter Urban. Walter, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me, we're about to see a pretty cool clip. What is it of? What are we going to see here?
Well, basically this is some footage from Regis and Kelly. I broke the record live on Regis and Kelly September 15th, and this is part of the end of the footage, I believe, from what I remember seeing. And I lifted 127,245 pounds. I did 904 squats in 1 hour. So that's basically what the footage is.
Okay, guys, take a look. I'm excited for this.
My name is Walter Urban. I'm an amateur power lifter and world record attempt challenger. The reason I was drawn to powerlifting is I think it's really a challenge because you set goals, you work with a trainer or you work with a coach, or even if you're working by yourself, you set specific goals. It pushes you to go into the gym. It gives you a reason to go into the gym and to push yourself as hard as you can. The current world record for the most amount of weight squatted in an hour is 125,065 pounds, and that's not lifting the weight all at one time. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is 15 squats per minute for 60 minutes, 450 reps at 145 pounds, which will give me roughly 64,000 pounds. And then I'll squat 450 squats at 135 pounds, which will give me about 61 together. Actually 62, that'll add up to about 126,000 pounds in 1 hour. I've been working out at Good Life for about 16 years now, actively as a power lifter for about 15 years.
My name's Mark. I'm Mark Giffen. I'm a fitness manager with Good Life Fitness. I've coached Walter at a number of world championships, national championships, and from that we've developed quite a friendship. This is a little outside of the norm for a power lifter. Usually we're focused on speed. Walter's doing something that requires a lot of endurance, so it's a slightly different kind of training.
One of my motivations for this world record attempt is to do it drug-free. For the last 18 years I've been drug-free power lifter as well as general fitness, and actually only agreed to try to break the world record attempt if I could be drug tested. So I actually was drug tested last week, tested negative for all tests, and I just want to again prove that anyone can go out there if they have a goal and really work hard, they can reach it. You can do it naturally, you could do it at 40 years old, you could do it at 50, 60, 70, or 80, depending on what your goal is.
3, 2, 1, stop.
And the time is up right now, so we completed an hour.
Okay, Walter, you bench pressed 127, 245 pounds, a new Guinness World Record. Congratulations.
It's almost now it's a letdown because I did and it's all over. Unfortunately, it doesn't last too long, but it was awesome. The team was fantastic. I wouldn't be here unless it was for my team. I'm really a product of the team. My family, my Dr. Kvedris, Mark Giffen, Dr. Wilson, Good Life, everybody else. So it's really a team effort, and it feels awesome.
Wow, that is fantastic. Tell me, what kind of pressure is it to break that on live television?
Well,
why not do it in the comfort of your own home?
Well, I wanted to make that statement, though, about being drug-free and being able to do it at an older age. And I wasn't really even concerned or really thinking about what the TV, because it was focused on thinking about certain things at different times during the hour so that I could get through the monotony of doing 15 squats a minute.
Wow. Okay, so no moments of doubt, no moments of can I do this?
Well, there was kind of a panic attack probably in 31 minutes into it, but then I had some pictures of my daughters on the floor there, and I thought that, wow, if I screw up, they're going to let me know, so I didn't want to do that. I got back into my zone, and I started thinking again about certain things at certain times in the hour.
Wow, okay, so there is a zone, there's a method
Oh, there's
to this.
definitely a zone, yeah. The first, one of the things that I did before I started is I assembled a team of people, and one of the people was a mental performance coach.
Wow.
And I had a difficulty getting to the last 20,000 pounds for about 2 months, and when I went to the mental performance coach, she helped me work through it. And for the first 15 minutes, I was thinking basically of a metronome, just so that I could set my rhythm, because it was really important for breathing. And then for the next 30 minutes, I was thinking, believe it or not, of a little Energizer bunny going up and down. And so I thought of that. And what that did is it made me not focus on the pain or the lactic acid building up or the monotony of what I was doing.
So this is not easy. I mean, you feel the pain, especially near the end.
Yeah, and it's even more. It's more of a breathing thing. Because what would happen is at 53 seconds before the minute, I would stand up, I would squat, and I had to be done by 23 seconds after the minute. Then I would sit down, and I'd have to catch my breath from 23 seconds to 53 seconds, and I had to get my heart down from about 185 to 160 in that 40 seconds.
Wow.
So it was really important to breathe right. It was really important to focus. So I didn't really think about the TV too much.
Yeah. So what was that feeling like what is that feeling like when you do those last, 3, 2, 1 when you're done?
It feels good. It feels good. I mean, it is exercise, and no matter how much weight you're lifting or or what accomplished it is. It's still hard. It's hard, and I understand why some people wouldn't want to do it, but it also feels good. It's very rewarding. I accomplished the goal, set up my team, and so whenever you get 3, 2, 1, that's good.
Yeah. And you are now the Guinness World Record holder
Yes.
in this. And what is your official title in that?
Guinness World Record holder for the most amount of weight squat lifted in 1 minute.
Wow.
So
Okay, that's fantastic.
thank you.
And so to train for something like this, tell me, I mean, what do you do on a day-to-day basis? You said before you came here today you were doing work.
Yes. Well, the thing to remember, though, is I'm a power lifter. I've been an amateur power lifter for about 15 years now, and powerlifting is an offshoot of Olympic lifting. Olympic lifting is the snatch and the clean and jerk.
What is that? What does
Well,
this mean?
This is if you watch weightlifting on TV, where the snatch is kind of, it's a one movement. You bring the weight up
I
from
know
the
what you're
ground and
talking
lift it
about,
up, clean and jerk. But
Yeah.
but you don't really see that in most gyms today. Powerlifting is an offshoot from the gyms, popping up all over North America in the 60s and 70s, and it's the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift.
Okay.
And so I've been doing that for 15 years, and the only reason I even attempted this is that I've been on the world team for the last 2 years, but I didn't qualify this year. And part of the reason I didn't qualify is that I've been doing too much of the same thing, and my muscles weren't growing. I was being pretty stagnant. So I got with my coach, got with my mental performance coach, my muscle coach, and they thought, why don't you just kind of step back a little bit, do some speed work. So I started doing the speed work where I would go into the gym and go nonstop for 1 hour with literally 30-second breaks. And I really enjoyed it. It was totally different from what I was doing because for the last 15 years I've been training 3 to 4 days a week, 2 to 3 hours a day, 50 weeks a year.
Wow.
So that was a base. So I'd already been at that base of 3 to 4 days a week. And actually only going in for an hour was a relief because instead of being there for 3 hours, I was now there for an hour.
Right.
So then what happened was 5 months before I did this, I decided I think I can do it. Let me see how hard it is. So I basically started in my office with no weight, and I just started doing 900 squats, and I found that I could do that. So then I went into the gym and started at 95 pounds, 105 pounds, 110 pounds, and over 5 months I worked my way up. So now I still only train 3 days a week to 4 days a week. You can't overtrain because as you get older especially, you have to recover.
Right.
So if you go into the gym 5 days a week or 6 days a week, you just can't handle it.
Yeah.
Even younger people shouldn't be going in 5 or 6 days a week. 3 to 4 days a week is good because your muscles grow when you relax and when you sleep, when you rest. And you
I
have
like
to recover.
that. That sounds good.
Well, you still have to exercise though, but yes, it's a good thing. And plus there's nutrition and sleep is really
Yeah,
important.
tell me about the nutrition aspect of this.
Well, I do take creatine and I take a lot of protein drinks, but not as much as you probably would think. I really just eat right. I mean, when I first started powerlifting, I was doing the protein drinks like 2 or 3 times a day. And I talked to a nutritionist and they said, it's just important if you eat the right things, and you do everything in proportion to whatever you're working out with, wherever your phase is, you don't necessarily need all those protein drinks and a lot of this other stuff. So my meals aren't that really crazy. I mean, I do a lot of grazing. I eat a lot of meat, a lot of fish, a lot of protein, and I don't really eat any desserts. I don't like candy. I don't like ice cream. So
that works out very well for
my kids
you.
get upset with that. My daughters get upset, but so I don't have that kind of a challenge. It's more, I'd rather eat a steak than have a piece of candy.
Gotcha.
So I just try to eat right.
And is this something that anyone can do?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's just a matter of dedication and training. And, you just set a goal because everybody's goals are relative. So you don't have to go out there and lift 127,000 pounds. You can go into the gym for the first time and just set a goal to do this many push-ups or this many dumbbell presses or whatever it is, So anybody could do it. It's just a matter of putting the time in. And of course, I mean, dedication and training and finding the right people.
Yeah. Tell me, how did you discover this? How did you get into this?
I was a runner for many, many years, and
Yeah.
my back got sore, and I stopped running, and I had to find something to do because I've always been physically active.
Gotcha. Because running is quite hard on the body, isn't
Well,
it?
yeah, but the funny thing is that it wasn't my knees, it was my back, my lower back, and I
Why
don't
is
think.
that?
I don't know. I think because my back was weak. And if I would have thought about it, if I would have gone into the gym and started to do more back exercises and strengthen my back, I probably could have gone back to running. But when I went into the gym, I just started, I went to a trainer first, which is always important. And he actually ended up being a national champion.
Wait, how old were you at this time? Well, how long ago was this?
Well, I would have been 37 then.
Okay, and how old are you now, if you don't mind
53.
me asking? 53. Oh,
Yeah,
good
so,
for you. Wow.
thanks.
Okay. All right, so this was then.
Yes. So when I was 37, and the trainer that I met was actually a national champion, a raw powerlifting champion, and I didn't know that. And he kept training me, and one day just said, hey, you're pretty strong. You should maybe come to one of these meets and just have some fun. So I went, and I got hooked, and that was back in 1997, and I've been powerlifting ever since. And I mean, it's the thing that keeps me going back into the gym, and it's you see some amazing things. I was at the Worlds in 2010 in the Czech Republic, and there was a 70-year-old guy there, because there's different age groups and there's different weight classes.
Yeah.
And he set a world record at 167 pounds, a 400 pound deadlift. And I mean, there's just some amazing people out there that are in their 60s or 70s. They don't have an 80-year-old class yet, but 70 is amazing. That's truly amazing.
Wow,
So.
that's fantastic. Okay, so tell me, why is it important to you not to use, stimulants or enhancement sort of drugs?
Well, I've never used steroids. I've never used HGH, but I'm a big sports fan. And I think like a lot of people out there, even if you don't work out, so many of us have been disappointed by our athlete, people that we look up to, football players, basketball players, baseball players. And even though I haven't done them, I've seen the effects of them. I've seen a lot of people, young guys, and actually a lot of women who have done steroids for bodybuilding and HGH, and people don't often see the negative effects both physically and mentally.
Right.
And physically it can be pretty damaging. I mean, you think some of these people who do HGH, and if you do it for too long and your body gets massive, when you stop, your body can't maintain that mass. You can't maintain, you're going to lose 50% of that strength. So, how do you maintain that body mass?
Right.
You've got to lose it.
So it was a decision you made from the very beginning.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just something that I wouldn't do. And I've
Did
seen
anyone ever challenge you on that and say, like, you can't be a champion in this, you can't, do well in this if you don't?
Well, I
do
just
this
feel
stuff?
it's cheating, and I've never really cheated at that kind of a thing. And for me, it's just a personal goal. It's just personal. And I'm not saying that, there are people out there that do it, and, it's none of my business. And, hey, I can understand why a professional athlete would be challenged or some other person, and that's their decision. But I mean, my decision is that I feel that I would be cheating if I was doing steroids or HGH, and then, of course, the negative effects of it. Right. So that was one of the reasons that I did try to break the world record, was to, again, prove that you don't have to do steroids, you don't have to do HGH. It is hard. You have to work a lot harder. You have to work a lot smarter. I mean, it hurts. It's painful. Recovery sucks. But, that's why they call it exercise, right? So,
is it?
Yeah. So you just need to find people that can help you.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Any elite athlete.
Yeah, find that support system around you.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we have to take a quick break, but when we come back, much more with Walter Urban and much more about his life and his path, and also how you can find him on the web. We will see you on the other side.
And 36 homers. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it deep back into the stands.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside.
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
And get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at actionheroalliance.com.
Packers,
Vikings, Red State, Blue State.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
But when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our country.
United.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
Welcome back to See You at USC. Before we get back to Walter Urban and all of his hints about powerlifting, I want to give you our email because we loved hearing from you. Our email is see@trojanvision.com. And Walter, you have a website as well. Tell us about it. Where can we find you on the web?
It's just basically walterurban.com, okay. WALTERURBAN, and I'm not selling anything. It's just to keep people updated on the next records that I'm going to try to break in 2012, a minute record and also another hour-long record. And trying to post anything out there as far as health stuff. But again, I'm not selling anything. It's just all good stuff. So if you want to find out more, you can go there.
More records. So you're not done.
No, no, it's like I said at the end of that video is, it happened so fast, and it was just like, wow, it's over, now what? So the now what is...
right, because I mean, that must be the feeling after you finish that, right?
Absolutely. It's not like you have a whole long season. It was like, that was it.
That was it.
So I've been training to break a minute record, which is a lot different because, well, the thing about the hour-long record is actually what I did when I went through all my training and got all my mental performance coach and stuff like that, I actually slowed down my minute. So as crazy as it sounds, there were times like I did a lot of different breathing techniques.